girl claims that there's no organizations. Well, actually, you got the North Texas Church of Free Thought right here. And this seems to be pretty much an atheistic church. Yeah, and I guess there's no donation boxes too, with the Houston Church of Free Thought as well. PayPal donations, oh my god. It looks like you do have donation boxes. I'll be down. There's no services, but apparently there is if it's a church. Look, it's even got the calendar dates of events and all that on here.
Some atheists may choose to form a church as some form of social, political, or spiritual gathering place. That's also how you get things like secular humanism or universal Unitarianism, etc. Or heck, let's go back to Buddhism. Doesn't mean atheism in itself is a religion. Hell, theism in itself isn't a religion. You link to the Houston Church of Free Thought. Well, if you bother to read their page, here's what you'll find, and I quote, "Atheists, agnostics, skeptics, and free thinkers are still human beings and have real human, social, emotional, and, quote, spiritual, unquote, needs. Being among like rational-minded people on a regular basis provides that vital emotional and social support to those of us in a vastly theistic society. The need for community and fellowship does not disappear when we decline to believe in supernaturalism." Unquote. Oh, and look at what it says here. Quote, "Why should theist organizations have a monopoly on the word church and all the associated benefits? Why should faith-based churches be sole purveyors of emotional, social, ethical, and spiritual guidance? Why shouldn't free thinkers reclaim the word that has been distorted and misused throughout history? It is our hope that atheists, agnostics, skeptics, doubters, and free thinkers can come together in community and fellowship and support the Houston Church of Free Thought." Unquote. So yeah, some religion that is, right.
Yes. And if that doesn't help, here's a nice little article from August 20th, 2005. Court rules atheism is a religion. Decides First Amendment protects prison inmates' rights to start study group. This is from WorldNetDaily.com. A federal court of appeals ruled yesterday Wisconsin prison officials violated an inmate's rights because they did not treat atheism as a religion. Atheism is the inmate's religion, and the group that he wanted to start was religious in nature, even though it expressly rejects a belief in a supreme being, the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals said. The court decided the inmate's First Amendment rights were violated because the prison refused to allow him to create a study group for atheists. Brian Falling, senior trial attorney for the American Family Association Center for Law and Policy, called the court's ruling a sort of Alice in Wonderland jurisprudence. Up is down, and atheism, the antitheist of religion, is religion, said Falling. The Supreme Court has said a religion need not be based on a belief in the existence of a supreme being. In the 1961 case of Toro Castle versus Watkins, the Supreme Court described secular humanism as a religion. I could go on and read, but what else is there to prove? Because you know what? According to this, according to the Supreme Court, according to the 1961 case of Toro Castle versus Watkins, atheism is a religion!
You, sir, are an idiot, and obviously unable to read. The 1961 case of Torcaso versus Watkins contained, in the footnotes, which are not legally binding by the way, the statement that secular humanism is a religion, mentioned within a list of others. And so it is. Secular humanism is not the same thing as atheism, though. If you want to argue that the two things are one and the same, then I would suggest you take that one up with fake Sagan. The Kaufman versus McCourtry case, which you're also referring to, specifically ruled that atheism was to be considered a religion specifically and solely for the purposes of maintaining First Amendment rights. If you think this proves atheism is a religion in any other context than the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, then you, sir, are a moron. But then you've already demonstrated that that is in fact the case, so you probably do. And yeah, that was pretty much all you had, so frankly, Mr. WILLYWILL 1984, you fail. Epically. Peace!